Okay, now we gotta start. The first thing that you know, the vinyl record is flexible. Okay, so one of the first record that came out that's vinyl, made of vinyl, which is which comes in pellets and it could be made from petroleum base. Okay, it's flexible. And you see that if you look carefully, right, you see that in the original record they wrote some numbers on it. Look very carefully. Are you looking carefully? That's from the original negative. So from the negative, when they made from the original positive. So when they spray that stuff on it, it transferred to the silver negative. And from the original negative, the record, that'll become the plate. They call it the plate. So from that plate. So this is two plate. That's why it's double-sided print. Double-sided print. As you flip it over, that's what I call a double-sided record. So from this double-sided, and it needs two plates. One from the bottom, one on the top. They're gonna use a pellets, vinyl pellets. And they put one on the top, one on the bottom. And they put the pellets on the top, the hopper that they say. And they make it into a puck. And from a puck, it's sandwiched between those two plates. It gets sandwiched. And if you listen carefully, it will sound like this. It may sound like, it may make that sound as it's pressing down on it. So what's left over is left hanging out of the press. So I call it mold, press, and print. Mold, press, and print. So what you get is an actual print. So from a print, so you put it on another turntable, a first turntable, and it trims out the outside. It trims off the extra. So that extra drops to some place, and it gets recycled. So when you throw records away like this, right? Records like this can't, or any records, could be recycled. It's possible records could be recycled. So they put the label first before it gets molded. Here's an example. Look carefully. So if you miss anything, just rewind, pause, or fast forward, whatever. So if you miss anything, just rewind it. Okay. Jazz is what they call a Latham groove. So it's one continuous groove. It's like it's a spiral. So after that stuff gets trimmed off, okay, I'm gonna put it on a what you call another turntable. This is a player's turntable. So it spins once, right, and it trims up the outside. So I'm gonna show you something. You notice that sound? It sounds rough. So that's where it was trimmed. That's the trimming edge. So you trim off the extra. That's why when you put your finger on the outside, any of your fingers, that's where it was trimmed. You know, I thought it was bigger. I thought it was like out here somewhere, like 35 millimeters outside. I think it was like a glob. So I learned that so far. This show is called How Records Are Made. So when you see any like writing towards the label, on black, it's hard to see. Look carefully, you can see the name. So I'm going to show you one of the other records. The only reason why it's flexible, so it can make it almost unbreakable. The original records, right? It was not vinyl. It was some other material, like a clay material. And then when they put the label first, and then they put the vinyl pellets later. And you wonder why you get that stat, and where you get that that negative charge, because when it comes out of the something hot, it creates like a magnetic. So to get rid of something magnetic, you might need some downing. You could use downing or anything that will take off that that negative charge, that negative positive charge. And when you use downing on actual vinyl, that negative charge, it makes stuff repel, because it comes from something very hot. So if you wonder why it does is, right, when you spin, right, it goes. That's the ending groove. That's how all records end. And it has spaces in between sections. If you look carefully, you'll see it. That's how you section out one. Like this part 1, part 2, part 3. It's separated to 2 parts, 3 parts, whatever. Some have 6 parts. This is 3 on 3. So put this on pause for a minute.